little filing cabinet, because then I can go back and look and say, damn, I really wrote this down. And then I designed a plan and I executed it. And it's become a really important thing to me. I'm curious, like, what is something that's like a staple good for you that you have to do in order to, like, your thing, your quirk?
I'm big on writing stuff down too.
Yeah, we're
because
aligned.
I used to think that my mind was just endlessly expansive and could hold every single thought in it. But I then realized that the information for me doesn't actually connect unless I write it down.
Yeah.
It's like a mind body thing for me, where I have to write it down for me to be able to remember it. And I was actually curious, and you already kind of answered it, but I've probably got like 20 notebooks stacked up over the last few years too. When or how frequently do you go back and look at those? Because sometimes I'll look at them and be like, wow, that was such an enlightening moment right there. But this notebook is from 3 years ago. That's crazy. And it actually gives you perspective into how much you've actually grown over that time period.
Yeah, I feel like I go back when I'm like maybe introduced to a similar problem I think we've overcome, you know, or like for example, like when one of our first companies, right? We had partners we didn't really like, and we had a similar situation come up recently, and I was like, man, how did I handle that? You know, and obviously today I handled it far differently than I did back then. So it wasn't really a term of enlightenment or a moment of enlightenment. It was a moment of like, damn, you've progressed a lot, right? You know, you're not like just like blown up mad. So yeah, I don't know. I think I should go back more often. I would like to maybe get off the yellow notepads into some like spellbound books or like the spine-bound books or whatever, but whatever. Yeah, I think it's definitely necessary for us, and just to kind of go back and remember what we've done and how much we've accomplished.
Well, and a lot of people just keep things in their head.
Yeah.
I think that's sort of our way of not only solidifying it with ourselves, but almost putting it into the universe. Like
Correct.
It's out of my mind and it's on something physical, and that makes it a little more real.
Yeah, and also, it's a good point. I think that when you just consistently allow stuff to just be held inside you, because like we can talk about business, we can talk about personal, but when you're able to write it out, it's much like being able to talk about it, and it does take a weight off your chest, right? And then it's actionable, right? If you have a bad day, you can write about it, and you can, you know, dissect that. That's great.